Hey, welcome to GFQ, where everything I fix is gluten-free. My name is Travis, and tonight I'm making smoked spaghetti and meatballs. I've got 2 pounds of Johnsonville mild Italian sausage, 2 eggs, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, teaspoon of garlic paste, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1 teaspoon of Kinders red garlic. We're going to get this mixed up, and I'm going to be doing meatballs, pretty good sized meatballs. For our spaghetti, I'm going to be using the Barilla gluten-free and the Mazzetta roasted garlic sauce for our spaghetti. I'm also going to put a little cheese over the top. We'll cook that in the skillet. I'm going to be doing all of this, except for my noodles, on the gateway drum at about 325. I'm going to start with my meatballs. I'm going to get these pattied up and put it on a rack here in just a second, and we'll be back out at the smoker. But again, I'm going to do this about 325. It's going to take between 40 minutes to an hour on my meatballs, and then in the meantime I'm going to cook my noodles, my Barilla, in here on the stovetop. I'm going to go ahead and boil those and get those prepared. Then I'm going to put my sauce in a cast iron skillet and bring it all together out there on the smoker with a little bit of cheese on top. I'm using Cabot mac and cheese for this one. This has got a little bit of hints of Swiss and Parmesan with some cheddars. Really good stuff. Again, this is lactose free and gluten free as well. Love some Cabot. So we're going to get these patted up, and we'll be back out at the smoker. All right, our smoker's up to right at 325. We've got our meatballs ready. I got them on a little wire rack here, and we're going to put them right in the middle here, just like so. And I'll take a peek in about 30 minutes, but I think they're going to take probably more like 40. So probably the 25-30 minute mark, I'll take a peek, and we'll just let this run. We'll be back. All right, I peeked at these at the 30-minute mark, and they were good to go. My smoker was actually running a little bit hotter. It ran right around 350, in between 325 and 350. So it ran a little bit hotter, so it cooked a lot quicker. So about 30 minutes, I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna bring my sauce and put it on with my noodles. And then I'm gonna take a couple of these, chop them up into little tiny chunks, throw them into that sauce, incorporate that, let that kind of simmer here on this hot, good hot fire. And then I'm going to bring out the cheese, sprinkle it on top, put some meatballs on the top of that, and we'll call it a day. We'll be back. All right, so I got my meatballs off, and now I've got my noodles are done. I've got my sauce. I used a whole jar of sauce. I took about 4 or 5 of those meatballs, chopped them into tiny pieces, and put them in my sauce. And I'm gonna put that cast iron, that Lodge cast iron skillet right over the top of the fire there. I'm gonna close the hatch. I'm gonna come back in about 10 minutes and cover a little, maybe 5 minutes, probably 5 minutes, and cover it with some cheese. And we'll be ready to top it with some meatballs, and we'll be good to try. We'll be back. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead now and start incorporating those noodles and that sauce, that meat sauce. We'll go ahead and kind of incorporate this a little bit, get that kind of mixed throughout. And then I'm gonna top it with cheese. It's probably gonna take about probably 10 minutes or so to melt the cheese. I'm running a little closer to 350 now, a little hotter. Let's get this kind of stirred around. Get that kind of incorporated there, and then we'll get that cheese going. Smells good already. The sauce was at room temperature, so I want to get it heated up nice and bubbly. That cheese on top though, it'll get it going. So it may take 10-15 minutes. We'll give it a peek at the 10-minute mark. It may go a little longer, which is fine. It's no big deal. All right, got that incorporated now. And we will top it with some cheese, and then I'm going to put a lid on this. All right. So again, I'm using the mac and cheese. I don't have access to any Parmesan made by Cabot here that I can have but this is the closest that I can use. It's called mac and cheese. Don't let it fool you. It's got some Parmesan, hints of Parmesan, a little bit of cheddar. It says it's got a little bit of Swiss, so a little bit different flavor. So we're just gonna top it right there, just like so. Give it a nice little cheese crust. I'm gonna put a large lid on there, and we're gonna let it do its magic. Check it in 10 minutes. We'll see you then. All right, I got a little tied up inside. It's been actually 20 minutes. Ooh, yeah, looking good. All right, she's ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. We'll get it inside, and we'll get those finished meatballs right on top, get it plated, and we'll see what she looks like. And the best part of all is getting to try it. Man, I can't wait. It smells so delicious. All right, meet me inside. Let's give it a try. All right, we got our smoked spaghetti and meatballs finally finished up here. Just to kind of give a quick recap before I dive into this. It smells so delicious, I'm ready to dive in. But what we did was we took 2 pounds of the Johnsonville mild Italian sausage, 2 eggs, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, teaspoon of Lbs Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of Kinders red pepper flake with garlic, a teaspoon of garlic paste, and we blended all that together, made some meatballs, put it on the gateway drum, smoked it between 325 and 350, took about 30 minutes, pulled that off, and I used the stovetop to cook my Barilla noodles, which are gluten-free noodles. Barilla does a fabulous job of gluten-free noodles, and I did those on the stovetop. Pulled that off, put a little cold water over the top, let that kind of sit, drain that off, and put it back onto the smoker in a cast iron skillet with a jar of some marinara sauce, and let that kind of simmer for a few minutes. And then I sprinkled over the top about half a bag of the Cabot mac and cheese blend, and then let that go for about 20 minutes. 15-20 minutes or so, and then pulled that off, and then plated it with my the remaining meatballs, and then we've got here a fabulous dish. Then I took some the toast that I did tonight. I like a little garlic toast. I'm using the baguettes from Char, and I took the Char bread, chopped it up, split it in half, and put it on broil for 2 minutes. What I do, instead of using butter tonight, of course, I'm using Duke's mayonnaise. I love Duke's mayonnaise. I promise I'm not sponsored by them, but I put a little Duke's mayonnaise over the top with a little bit of garlic salt, and that's the toast that I'm using tonight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Let's give it a try. It smells really good. That's good. One thing I forgot to mention is I took a couple of meatballs when I pulled that sauce off the skillet. I chopped up some of those meatballs and put it in that meat sauce. I forgot to tell you that. But you'll see it in the video. But you can, man, all those meatballs and all that flavor coming through, and the cheese. Let's give the toast a try there. Put a little bit of those noodles on top of that mayo garlic bread. Man, something else right there. Hey, if you're looking to kind of change things up with your pasta night, give this a whirl. Put it on the smoker. If you don't have a smoker, it's okay, put it in the oven, but I tell you what, that smoke, it really gives those meatballs a good little smoky flavor. Hey, until next time, check us out. Make sure you like and subscribe. And who knows what I'll do next? Maybe something weird, maybe something unique, maybe something you'll really enjoy. Tune in next time. GFQ.